All right, today we are going to make cranberry oatmeal raisin cookies. These are the ingredients that I'm going to be using. This is a recipe that my mom found that she thought would be really good, so I am making this up for her. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to combine the butter and the sugar. The sugar I melted in the microwave. I've added the brown sugar, and I am just going to stir this up really well. All right, so I got the sugar and the butter combined. Now I'm going to break in my eggs. 1, 2. Now I'm going to whip these together, incorporate it in with the sugar and butter. Once I get that whipped in really good, there we go. Now I'm going to add the vanilla. It's a teaspoon of vanilla. There we go. I'm going to stir that in. And then we're going to do a teaspoon of baking powder. Along with a teaspoon of cinnamon. I just like to get my spoon in there and scoop it out. Put it in there. Put that there. Start blending this. And then we're going to incorporate our flour. There we are. Now, once I get this blended in real well, I'll start adding the rest of the next set of ingredients. Okay, so I got that all stirred together. Next, I'm going to add my salt. This is a half a teaspoon of salt. And then I'm going to add 3 cups of oats. This is when it's going to start getting really tough to stir. If you wanted, you could add 1 at a time and stir after each one. But I'm just going for the whole gusto here. After this gets blended in, we're going to add 2/3 of a cup of raisins and cranberries. All right, got that. Here's my cup of 2/3 cup of raisins. And those are, you may have to break them up a little bit. Now we have our cranberries. About 2/3 cup of cranberries. And you can always add less if you want to, or add a few more if you want to. Now we're going to get this all stirred together, and we're going to add our pecans last. So these cookies I've never made before, so these will be, I'm not sure exactly how they're going to turn out, but I'm always up for new recipes. So I got me a little cookie scoop here. I'm just going to scoop these up and drop them in my pan. Then we're going to bake them in the oven at 350 for probably about 10 minutes. And I will show you the final product once we're done. Okay, so my second batch is done. I'm going to pull these out of the oven. Set those there, put the next ones in. Let's see. These actually look really good. And I've had one from the first batch and they were surprisingly delicious. So I think I'm gonna have to give my mom a 2 thumbs up on this recipe. So we'll go ahead and take these. They're a little crumbly. Some of them aren't. But if I let it cool a little bit before I take them off the cookie sheet, they would probably stick together a little bit better. And so, I hope you enjoy this cookie. I'm gonna give you a close-up of the cookie in just a second. So these are the cookies that we made. I'm going to link the recipe down below. If you like this recipe, or if you have some that you'd like for me to try, feel free to make any suggestions and give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Would love to have you following me. Oh, my next recipe is going to be butterscotch cookies. Only instead of doing cookies, I'm going to make them bars. So stay tuned, and if you subscribe, you'll see my next recipe.